they keep asking you for it, it's probably a book or a business. Sometimes the biggest barrier to publishing a book that makes sense is having a demand for it. The reason why I have produced almost every title that I have is because somebody kept asking me those questions over and over again. So the way that I created courses, the way that I created books was because there was a demand on my expertise. So I want you to keep this in mind if you're doing long math, I'll say it that way. If you're doing long math as a consultant, as a business, as a professional, there's a way to do short math in terms of publishing books. So at this time in 2019, when I published 7 Ways to Get Speaking Engagements, which is a pretty popular title that I have, I was doing lots of speaking engagements in the publishing industry. I had been doing it professionally for 9 years at that point. I had already been having much success producing authors worldwide. So as I was doing mainstream business presentations and speaking engagements, even though I showed up as my brand, the question, Rakisha, how do you get speaking engagements, kept coming up. And it came up so much that I decided to put it in a quick, short read format. So if you have frequently asked questions, instead of just sticking FAQs on your website, think about fully developing those ideas or those topics or those FAQs to put into a readable format or an answer book that can also bring you more clients. So at this time, I was publishing as Success Speaks Global. Remember, on my last video, I said that you can publish as a brand. You don't have to publish just as your name. So even though I am the author of this, I generated this. This was not generated by artificial means. My name is not on the front of this book. I did it as part of my business offering as Success Speaks Global. Okay, one of the things too that you keep in mind is even if you're doing short reads, they still need to be professional. They still need to be quality. So I did an introduction and then I get right into it. Number 1, host events. It absolutely works. So it is a short read. It is a specific read. It answers questions immediately. And also in the back of this book, I am promoting what I do. So it's a great way for you to promote what you're doing. Good. Thank you for joining me. It has my bio there and how to contact me. Of course, how to book me for speaking engagements. And then I talked about these 2 yesterday, right? The gold mine and the money magnet. So I am always promoting the next thing, giving them something else to go to, giving them a way to connect with me. This works. So instead of handing them a business card or a brochure, here's my mind, here's my expertise. Why wouldn't you book me? If you want more speaking engagements, why wouldn't you do this? And it's an easy read. So I did not necessarily produce this to sell this as a standalone book. Even though I can, it's like $5. Okay. Even though I can, I package this as part of a larger objective or a larger goal, a course, a workshop. If I did a workshop for speakers, of course, I'm taking 7 ways to get speaking engagements. If you're an author, speaking naturally goes along with authorship. You have to be ready to speak about what you do. 7 ways to get speaking engagements. It's something that in a society where we're used to getting things quickly and scrolling quickly, they can get to the money and everybody's not mad. Okay, so that's a way that you can think about it. Whatever industry you're in, think about your FAQs and think about a creative way to package them. So even though these are frequently asked questions for me, I didn't say it's an FAQ book, right? So even when I did Book Publishing Master Plan, which I talked about in a previous video, this is also an FAQ book. People kept asking me how to publish, so I hand this book to potential people who want to publish their book to convert them into clients. And then people who want speaking engagements, I hand them or give them or present to them this book. So as I do the EAST formula, which is Entrepreneur, Author, Speaker, Trainer, this is part of my package offering for the publications that they get when they join my program. Does that make sense? So what are you asked on a regular basis? Write those down and then think of a creative way to present those to elevate your expertise, to build your brand, and to magnetize more clients to your message. So when I was Success Speaks Global, I did that. And then I decided, and instead of having 50 billion different brands, I still have Get Right Publishing because I'm a publisher. But instead of having all those brands, I brought them together as the EAST formula, which is entrepreneur, author, speaker, trainer. So now I am doing all of them together in a sequential format that makes strategic sense so that we can build people who have an all-around package offer and not just a portion of it. Book publishing alone for most people is not enough, especially for those of us who are in the professional industry. We want to speak and we want to publish and we want to make sure we have strategic training programs for them so that we can continue to expand our audience and elevate our expertise as we go. So you can use portions of these or smaller books and course books as part of your offering if you are a consultant or a professional or a speaker or an influencer of any kind. You can absolutely do this no matter what business that you have, which is why you go East, okay? So this was quick and dirty. Boom, 7 ways to get speaking engagements. You can look them up by title. All of these are available right now online. You can purchase any of the books that I've talked about, but that was book number 13 of 19. And then tomorrow, I want to talk about something I did during the pandemonium. Okay, so this was 2019. This was 2019. And then we know what happened in 2020. So in 2020, I had this book that I had written years before. So some of you have things in your arsenal that are ready to be released, but sometimes the timing is not just right. This is not an excuse to hold on to a book for 15 years and say it happens when it's supposed to. No, but sometimes the timing is right. So during that time when lots of people were sitting at home, I released a book that I had in my arsenal that went back to my origins as a publisher. So remember how I started off in the worship arts. My first book was 371 pages. Later books are not. I always say that to free you from overachievement, okay? So tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yeah, I'll have time to do it tomorrow. I'm doing the most. I will talk about moving through the scriptures. So I did this as a course. You can do course books. So some books I release as lead generation tools and some books I write for courses. This was training, 200 pages. This is a 10 to 12 week model. This was 90 days, the way that I formatted this. I also created a journal to go along with it so that my students who were in the course had a corresponding journal that also worked with the chapters that I was talking about. This was worth way more than this price point on the back of that book. So tomorrow I will talk about, of course you can, right? Books for courses and companion products. So if you have trainings and you write books, yes, this book still makes me money, but I pair it with a course so that it's not just the price point on that book, but also the people that I train and then I can certify or give them certificates after. And there we go. So I did this. It worked really well. People were at home, so we got it on. Okay, so I will join you tomorrow, probably my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to do a video, but I will do birthday videos. Hey. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for joining me. And I want you to think of something creative to do as an FAQ like this. If you are an expert in your industry, go East with me. Do not forget we're marching into publishing. If you are in the Dallas area, March the 29th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I want you to join me in Plano, okay? March into publishing is where you go online. In the meantime, save May 31st as another date. If you want to travel into DFW, I have a huge event for authors that day. Okay, I will see you soon. Continue to march into publishing with me.